guys, I'm Kate and today I'm going to teach you how to make your very own rockets.
Today you're going to need some tin foil, some coloured card, a small bowl or plate to draw around, the insert of a toilet roll, a glue stick, a pencil, some scissors, some paint and a paintbrush, some coloured tissue paper and some sellotape. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get some paint and your paintbrush. So I've just chosen a nice purple paint. It's not too light, so it should cover it pretty well. And I'm just going to paint the outside of my toilet roll middle. So I'm just going to put my fingers in the middle of it just to make it a bit easier so I don't get too messy. And I'm just going to paint all around the outside, making sure there's no patches and no gaps at all. If you use a lighter colour, like maybe a yellow or a white, you might have to do a couple of coats just to make sure that it's fully covered. But if you choose a like darker colour, like a purple or a blue or even a black, then it will just make it a bit easier with just one coat. So just make sure I'm finishing that off. Make sure there's no little gaps. Missed a little bit around here. And just do this bit around here. And what we're going to do is when we finish painting this, we're just going to leave it to dry while we make all the other parts of our rocket ready to assemble it all together at the end. So nearly finished and looking good. So I'm going to leave that there to dry while I make all the rest of the parts of the rocket. Okay guys, now the main body of your rocket is put to the side to dry. What you're going to need to do is get your pencil. And you're going to need to get a small bowl or plate and you're going to put it on top of one of your pieces of card and draw around to make a circle. When you've done that, you're going to need to get your scissors and you're going to very carefully cut out your circle shape. If you need to get a grown-up to help you do that, that's absolutely fine, but you need to make sure you cut it as carefully as you can. So make sure you cut it out very neatly on the line. Nearly done, and when you finish, just put the extra piece of card to one side. Then what you're going to do is you are going to cut a line to the middle, right to the center of your circle. So you're going to cut just down to the center like so, and then you've got that piece ready. Next you're going to need to get a piece of sellotape ready because this bit's a little bit tricky. So what you want to do is just cut a little piece and then just put it a bit on the edge of the table just so you've got it ready for when you get your cone shape together. So you're going to take your two pieces and you're going to push one piece behind the other to create a cone shape. And push it round to make that cone. Again, I'm going to show you again. So if you push one piece behind the other and it curls round to make a cone shape. When you've got your nice cone, then you're just going to stick it down with a little bit of sellotape and that's going to make the top of your rocket, like so. That's all ready to use later. Okay, the next thing you're going to do, guys, is you're going to get your other piece of card and your scissors and you are going to very carefully cut out a triangle shape with your scissors. Big enough that you can make the two wings or base of your rocket. So I'm going to cut that out like so. Okay guys, so now you've done the wings of your rocket and the cone for the top. Now we're going to do the flames that are going to come out the bottom. So we're going to get our two pieces of tissue paper. So you may have chosen orange and yellow or red. And you're just going to draw on your flame design. So when you've done that, you're going to cut that out ready to use. If you haven't got any tissue paper, don't worry. You can use normal white paper and either paint it or colour it with crayons or pens, whatever you have available at home. Just going to cut this in half. And that gives me some yellow flames to use. And I'm going to do the same with my orange. I'm going to draw out some flame designs. They don't have to be completely the same. All flames are slightly different in shape. So you can draw those and then cut those out. As you can see, I've just done two of the orange ones ready to use. So I'm going to quickly cut those out ready to use at the base of my rocket. Quickly finish cutting the last one out. That gives me one orange one to use. And the last orange one nearly finished and almost done. And last bit done. Okay, so you can see I've got some yellow flames and some orange flames to use at the base of my rocket. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make some windows for our rocket. So you're going to need to get your piece of tin foil and you're going to fold it 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do some round windows, I think, but I'm not great at drawing circles freehand. So I'm going to get my Pritt stick and I'm going to carefully draw around the top of it, my nice circular shape. Like so, and as you can see I've got it on the tin foil, and then I'm going to very carefully using my scissors cut it out. Now because I've folded it, it will mean that all the different layers will cut at the same time, so you'll have 4 windows that all are exactly the same size, which will be really handy. And that's done. Okay, so now I've got my 4 windows, so 1, I can separate them, 1 and 2 and number 3 and number 4 to use on my rocket. So now we've got all the parts that we're going to need. We've got the windows, the cone, the flames, the triangle, and we've got our painted main body of the rocket that's still drying. So we're going to let that finish drying now. Okay guys, so now the main body of my rocket's dry. I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to make a small cut just on the side, not all the way up to the middle, but just about a third of the way up, little small slit on one side. And then I'm going to do the exact same on the opposite side, so they're opposite each other, like so. So I've got a slit on one side and a slit on the other. Perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my triangle and cut it in half. And I'm going to take one piece and I'm going to cut another slit just 2/3 of the way down, not all the way to the bottom though, leaving a bit of a gap at the bottom. And then do the same on the other piece, like so. Again, making sure I don't cut all the way through it. And these are going to make the wings of your rocket. So I'm going to take one piece and I'm going to slide it on the slit that I've just cut on the main rocket on the inside like that. So I'm just going to slide it up the slit that I've just cut into the main body of the rocket. I'm going to slide that onto the rocket again, like so, and perfect. Right, now it's time to decorate my rocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on the windows. So I'm going to get my glue and on my foil windows and I'm going to stick those down. I think I'm going to do 2 on the front. So 1 just there. And I'm going to put another one just above it, like this. And perfect. And I think I'm going to do 2 on the other side so that the astronauts can see out the back of the rocket as well, so they always know where they're going. So just put a bit of glue on that one and stick that one down as well. And going to do the next one, stick that one, let me grab that and put a bit of glue on it and stick that, oh, here it is, on top as well. Perfect. So now the windows are on the rocket and the wings are on. So the last thing we're going to assemble on it is going to be our cone for the top and our flames. So we're going to put the flames on first. So I'm just going to glue the very edge of the top of the flames, so the flat part. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on the very edge, just so like so. So it doesn't cover the whole thing, just the edge. And then I'm going to stick that on the inside of the rocket itself, and do a different colour. Again, if you haven't got tissue paper, don't panic. You could have used your white paper. I'll stick that one in as well. And get another piece. And again, put a bit of glue just on the very edge, the flat edge. And just like that. And again, I'm going to stick that one inside. So you can see I've gone for like a yellow and orange to make it look like all the different flames are different colours. And again, just on the flat edge. And stick that one inside as well. Great, so now my rocket's got wings, it's got flames, it's got windows, so we're nearly there. So all we've got left to do now is put the cone on top. So we're going to have to glue that on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lots of glue on the inside of the cone, like so. So put lots and lots of glue on the inside so it's really sticky, like so. And I'm going to put a bit of glue around the top. Now, if you find that it doesn't stick particularly well, you can always use a bit of sellotape to attach it as well. That's absolutely fine. So pop it on top like that. And we're going to need to give it a little bit of time to dry. So we can try and lay it down, but we might find that the top doesn't stand particularly well, so laying it down. So if we stand it up, but to make sure that the flame's okay, we'll just tuck those in and out the way. So tuck the flames up, and then that way it can stand up and the cone can dry on the top. And we'll finish it off in a second. Okay guys, so the cone of my rocket is now dry. So I'm just going to untuck the different flames at the bottom of the rocket that we stuck up earlier. And then my rocket is complete. All done.